Hey, I'm here at BB King's, and with Tony Levin we're playing in about an hour and a half or so. And Steve wanted to know my practice routine, my pre-show practice routine. I'm not a big practice guy. I'm pretty self-taught, and you know, I'm not like a guy that grew up practicing rudiments a lot. Just joined bands, got in a band, played in bars, and ended up here, you know, 40 years later. But I do have a few things that help me because I'm old, and it seems like it takes forever to get blood back into my hands. So I usually travel with this little tiny practice pad that I've been carrying for years, unless the weight restrictions are too bad. And I tend to walk around the venue a lot, just kind of doing that. Just, you know, I guess it's a single stroke thing with my finger. But I like to do it with a little pad because I can walk out in the venue during sound check while they're setting up other stuff and just get a feel for the venue. I like to sit in the back of the venue and see, you know, oh man, we're going to be that big. It won't matter if, you know, if I pick my nose during the show, nobody's going to see it. And just get a feeling for what the place is like. And then when it comes to practicing in the dressing room, once the house is open, which the house is open now, there's an audience out there, I think it drives the other guys nuts to have a drummer tapping in there. So I look for someplace else in the venue, which is like this, down the hallway, someplace by myself. Try to catch a half hour, an hour down there. And as much as anything, I need to stretch my legs, my hamstrings. So I generally find a place where I can get my leg up like this. So I found this weird spot down the hallway here. And as you can see, he's brought me a new spiffy, brand new practice pad today. So I move over to this practice pad. And I generally, while I'm practicing, I'm kind of stretching my legs, trying to get 2 for 1. So I'll sit there like that a lot, just trying to get my legs to have blood in them. Just play, really. But if there is a routine to what I actually practice, I tend to practice little ideas. You know, I'd start with just like some singles to try and get my thumbs on top, and more the way Bruford would play, where they're, it's not really my way, but I've gotten better at keeping the stick straight. It used to give me a lot of trouble. A year or two ago I couldn't do that. I mostly play, you know, I guess this is German or whatever, that way. So the flams really help me to practice flam triplets, I guess, Swiss triplets. And then just to make it kind of twist my brain more, I put the flam taps, I think, right, is what they're called. So I realized that's in 5 one day. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4. And I thought, well, what if I put an extra flam tap at the end? And it makes it in 7, and it throws the left hand to the lead. So that's become something that I couldn't play a few years ago, but just playing it pre-show all the time, it's starting to become something that works into my vocabulary. Gavin asked me, he walked back and heard it one day last year, and it's like, what is this? I don't know. I had to stop and think. I don't, but he helped me figure it out, that it's a, you know, 2 flam triplets and 2 flam taps. And the other thing I do a lot, even when I'm walking around, is this thing I got from Gary Chafee. I took a couple lessons with Gary, private lessons when he came through Texas on different clinic tours and things. And I was so bad with my finger always sticking out, my pinky. So he showed me this thing where you can isolate. That's my 2nd finger, my 3rd finger, and my 4th finger. So I go through a routine with those where I just, you know, mix up the fingers, make it up as you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I mix those things up. And it really, by the time I get on stage, my little finger, especially my left hand, doesn't do so much of that little pinky thing that disturbs me when I see the pictures later. I always love looking at a drummer like Vinny or somebody that his sticks just look great. You know, Gavin's sticks always look great. And I see myself, you know, and a few other guys with that thing going. It bugs me. I remember at the Beacon, maybe a couple years ago, early 2000, when you play in 5, a lot of times you play it, so it's 3 and 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 3 and 2 grouping. But a lot of times in Crimson we do it the other way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the duple is on the back side. So I started to stress myself out to try and learn to go back and forth between the two. So I had a routine that became my practice routine. It's actually something I can use on stage now quite a bit, where I go back and forth with 2 of each. And I feel like the right hand makes a nice lead line to it. So it's just 2 each way. 2 of those and then 2 that way. And it speeds up and sounds great.